Okay, tip video here. Just wanted to isolate one more time the imperfect and the aorist forms to be able to tell the difference, to recognize the difference between the two. Certainly some trouble will be had moving forward in recognizing these forms as they can look very similar. Key question really though is to ask, what tense stem am I looking at? And just as a reminder, the second aorist is formed with an augment plus the aorist tense stem. And then the first aorist is formed similarly, but with present tense stem and tense formative saw. Both of them take secondary personal endings, nothing new to memorize there. And the note there at the bottom, just move over for now. So in the imperfect and the aorist, both tenses are augmented forms. And nearly all of these tense forms have no tense formative, except for the first aorist, which is truly the key because the saw is going to give it away every time that it's an aorist form. But the key question is, what tense stem am I looking at? Another way of saying the same thing could be, is this the vocabulary word that I memorized? And now let's look at some examples. So this imperfect form, present tense stem, lu from luo, and the aorist form here is a different verb, elabon, coming from lambano. And so if we ask these questions, we didn't know what these forms were. What tense stem am I looking at? I see eluon. I recognize the augment. I recognize the endings. I'm looking at lu. Is that a tense of a verb that I memorized? Is that on a vocabulary word that I memorized? And the answer is, of course, it comes from luo. So you're looking at the present tense form. It looks like what you memorized in the vocabulary. That's a good indication that you are looking at an imperfect form instead of an aorist. In the aorist, we have, again, an augment plus the same ending, but we have lab. Now, did you memorize a verb with the root lab? There's a vocabulary word that we have somewhere that has lab on it? The answer is no. It's from lambano. So that means that this is an aorist form. The present tense changed into the aorist tense stem, lab, which is something to memorize. This is a frequent enough word. But that gives it away that we're looking at an aorist form. And again, another way to know for certain, the other type of aorist is if you see the saw tense formative.